One message for you from your aunt.
Uh-huh.
She will bust both of you in the head. Can y'all hear me?
It's not rocket science, you know.
I think you, like me, have a face for radio.
Can y'all hear me?
We gonna play with the players we got. Next man up.
That's why it sucked.
I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you.
This kind of unprofessionalism does not need to be tolerated. I mean it. Like,
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
what the hell is going on here? Just all hang up.
Another episode of the BS Podcast.
Hang on. Hang on.
Moran.
Hang on. There's all kinds of noise in my ear now.
Oh, jeez.
We need a little bit more professionalism.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It's time for another episode of the BS Podcast. And in a change of events, I'm going to bring everybody onto the stage because the video that we just played was a surprise for everybody. So normally the show won't be like this. You will get right into the sports and talking BS, but I just want to get some feedback from the group. Did everybody watch the video? What did you think, Wild Bill? Did you like it?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
What about you, Austin? Did you get a chance to check it out?
Oh yeah. I kind of had a little bit of a heads up, but it was great.
He didn't see it. I just told him we had a video.
Yeah.
Josh, what'd you think? Did you get a chance to watch it? I saw you looking away. Didn't know if you saw it.
I was looking away and back, so I did see a lot of it. It was cool. Yeah.
Right on. Right.
I just want to give Quincy the shout out for putting that together.
Good job.
It made me laugh last night. I really enjoyed it.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
I don't know. I
Props to
saw my wedding photo in there. That doesn't make me laugh. That makes me cry.
Oh,
Cry because
Makes
you
him
got
cry
married,
too.
or cry from happiness?
From happiness.
Well, Melly might have tears for another reason. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
Oh my God.
Welcome to the week 1 episode of the BS Podcast. The BS Podcast is sponsored by Don't Tread on Meat. That's right. Don't Tread on Meat.us. It is sponsored by one of the greatest organizations of all time, Don't Tread on Meat.us. Go to Don't Tread on Meat and start to stand up for the U.S. ranchers in America. And feel free to wear shirts like this. Come and take it, baby. That's right. We're standing up for American families, and we're standing up for ranchers. Let's get after it. All right, boys and girls. It is time for segment 1. And Amber, I want to give you just a little tweak. We're going to go into our predictions from the first game. We'll go into it in the fourth quarter so that we can put everything there together. But now what we want to do is we want to get in to the first quarter. And the first quarter is all about Wild Bill and his Bama bullet points, baby. That's right. Wild Bill giving us some Bama bullet points. Wild Bill, it's all on you, buddy. What do you have?
Can you hear me?
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Okay. Roll Tide, baby. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. That's right.
23 straight home opener wins.
Ooh,
We now
I
possess
like it.
the longest winning streak in the nation for home opener wins. We had 600 yards, number 2, 600 yards offense to 145 for Western Kentucky. Quarterback rating of 374.4. Jalen had 200 yards passing, 3 passing TDs, 79 yards rushing with 2 TDs. Number 4, we held Western Kentucky to 42 yards rushing.
Ooh. I love
Number 5, maybe some of y'all saw this, maybe some of you did not. Since 2021, Georgia The Puppy Dogs have a 43-2 record, and those 2 losses are to the Alabama Crimson Tide, Roll Tide in the SEC championship games. So bring on the Puppy Dogs.
Bring on. You're already ready after week 1 to bring on the
Bring on
dog.
them Puppy Dogs. We ready. They scared of us.
Well, that might be the case. They may be, scared of one Nick Saban, who has retired, but I think time will tell. Now, to go along with those Bama bullet points,
I got one more.
Go ahead, Wild Bill. Go ahead.
This is, I'm fixing to blow y'all's minds. Scotty Scheffler from the state of Texas, just this year alone, golfing money has won $62,228,357. So that comes to $3.3 million per tournament that he played in, $830,000 per round, $12,000 per shot, $3,000 per minute on the golf course for the PGA Tour of 2024. And that's my bullet points for today.
Very nicely done. I'll go over the stats here pretty quick, but that $3,000 a minute sounds about like Texas A&M's football budget now that they fired Jimbo and they have this new coach, and they couldn't pull off a win at home.
Correct.
That is quite a bit of money. That's very impressive. So let's talk about the stats, and then we'll bring the team on and talk about it. So first downs, the Hilltoppers had 10 to Alabama's 25. Third down efficiency, I'm not going to say this is great. I'm just you're kind of splitting hairs, I guess. But the third down efficiency for the Hilltoppers, 3 of 18. That's great. 8 of 13 for Alabama. Not very pleased about that. Fourth down efficiency, 2 of 3 for the Hilltoppers, and I'm sure Coach Womack had a problem with that among many things. 1 for 1 for the Crimson Tide. Total yards, as you said already, Wild Bill, 145 yards for the Hilltoppers. Alabama, a whopping 600 yards. And I'm here to tell you, everybody knows it could have been a whole lot more. So for the passing stats, we have the Hilltoppers with 103, the Tide with 266. The defense really gave us several short fields there, which was nice. Completion versus attempts, 22 of 40 for the Toppers and 12 of 18 for the Crimson Tide. We just did not pass the ball a lot. Yards per pass, 2 yards per pass. Holy cow. Overachieving for the Hilltoppers, especially for that graphic. In the future, I'll pull these things up. I guess the Western Kentucky quarterback had something to say about the University of Alabama and their new era and how the Hilltoppers were not the team they used to be. It's a new brand of ball. Yeah. Didn't work out too well. 14.8 yards per pass for the Crimson Tide. Interceptions, 2 for the Hilltoppers, none for the Tide. That's always a great stat to have. Rushing yards. This is fantastic. Wild Bill, you already alluded to 42 whopping yards for the Hilltoppers. And then Alabama sets it up. Game 1, 334 yards. Rushing, which against any defense is just tumultuous for the DC to look at on the other side of the field. So WKU, 27 attempts compared to Alabama's 4.7, 1.6 yards per carry compared to Alabama's 7.1. Penalties, we still won that game, which sucks. 4 for 40 versus Alabama's 7 for 59. I guess we kept it under 100 yards. Turnovers, 2 for the Hilltoppers, and then Alabama had one fumble lost, which really sucks, and then interceptions thrown 2 to 0 for the Hilltoppers versus Alabama, and then the time of possession practically equal, probably because of that 21 play drive, 29-25 for the Hilltoppers, and then 30 minutes and 35 seconds for the Alabama Crimson Tide. As we bring the group on, let's talk a little bit more about what your bullet points brought. And Josh, I wonder, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about 600 yards of offense? I know the opponent is, Western Kentucky, but give me some thoughts about that.
I just want to point out that Wild Bill Bama bullet points included PGA bullet points, so we need to rework the name from Bama to
Random bullet points.
BS bullet points. How about that?
Or
Wild
SEC
Bill's
bullet points.
BS bullet points.
He's from the state where you two guys reside.
Well, that's fine. A lot of people are that I didn't know were what they are.
Well, when you make that kind of money, it's noteworthy.
Yeah, he just needs to stop assaulting cops, and he'll be fine.
Oh my gosh.
He's got the money to bail out, so he's all good.
And
And
he has the money.
I think that was dropped, wasn't it?
Listen,
Yes.
he has the money to pay their salaries for the next 20 years.
The cop that arrested him got fired.
Yep.
Well, you know when the guy was worried about his $85 pants in the police report, it was bullshit. Like, really, you're gonna put the pants in there? All right, so my thoughts on the 600 yards of offense are it was impressive. I did see Jalen do some Jalen things, but I will say, though, he's got a quicker release. It looks quicker to me. He made 2 or 3 reads a lot. Like, he would go to through his progressions. They incorporated the running game with Jalen, not just him scrambling. Actually, like, made plays to where he was the runner. I think that helped him. Ty Simpson looks probably better than Jalen Milroe. So, in my opinion, I think that we're going to be fine without, down the road if anybody struggles. And I think they let off the gas in the fourth quarter. So, 600 yards of offense. Other team didn't score a point. I don't know what we could be upset about.
Yeah, I agree. And Austin, as I come to you to talk about the Bama bullet points from Wild Bill, first of all, Josh, Wild Bill can put whatever he wants in those Bama bullet points.
I know he can. That's why we need to change it to BS bullet points.
It will not be changed. And also, if you want this guy to have intro music, which I do too, get some made, would you?
I don't know how to make it.
That's okay.
Hey, out of the millions of people listening,
Josh, all you have to do is call Austin with your ideas. He can make anything.
He's heard me literally do it 100 times on the show. Well, he knows my idea.
Austin, get your crap together.
Everybody here knows my idea.
Amber, back up from your microphone. It's loud.
So let's talk about.
I'm about to be loud because I'm about to tell you there's a 5-minute warning.
Let's reel it back in. Here we go. All right,
5-minute warning, everybody.
So Austin, can you hear me? Can y'all hear me? Going to Wild Bill's Bama bullet points, and Wild Bill, you can take this back over. But I just wonder what your thoughts are. We all had a question about the defense, and there was that crazy 21 play drive, which I think that's atrocious. But still, and with that being said, what do you think about 42 yards rushing and less than 150 yards of total offense?
Yeah, well, you know what? I didn't know what to expect with this defense because when you hear 4-2-5 and something that's being played at South Alabama, you kind of freak out just because the SEC is so physical up front. You expect to have to bring 5 or 6 guys a play to really control the line of scrimmage. And you know what? It's an interesting defense, and I love it. I think the tackling was better Saturday than it's been in the last 5 years.
It was great.
Because that defense, I think 90% of it is being able to make open field tackles. So I mean,
the closing speed as well.
I'm telling you,
on the outside edges, good grief.
You've got Jahad Campbell now playing where he was born to play, and that's something that I think Nick. I heard it today. Nick Saban told Kane Womack that he's played out of position since he's been at Alabama, and he can actually play where he's supposed to play, which is weird to hear Nick Saban play. But I mean, he's chasing wide receivers to the sides of the field. I mean, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I was really surprised that we had that particular swag on the defense because, like you say, it looked pretty treacherous. It looked terrible in the spring, but we knew, there was going to be something. But all night, Josh and I talked about the speed of Alabama's defense, and then
Sideline to
their
sideline,
ability to,
it's crazy.
yeah, tackling. So I look forward to what improvements they make. Look, sounds like the music is bumping, so that must mean that we're going to be transitioning into the second quarter.
I think the music's just to have running in the
The
background.
music
it
is
sounds
because
cool.
Josh keeps texting in our chat that, hey, we need that background music back. So I just
I
turned
think
it back
it
on. We technically
everybody else
have
agree,
3
though?
minutes left of this quarter,
Hey.
but I know that Wild Bill said he was going to give some time to Josh. So
Hey,
We're feeling this out though. So doesn't everybody like the music? I do.
Yeah.
I
What
love
about was it Rusall?
Yeah.
Everybody think
Oh,
about
yeah.
There's a lot of guys
Holy
that I didn't know
cow.
who they were. Rusall looked like a
Holy
monster
cow.
too.
Yeah.
Keon Sabb. I mean, the first reception, the interception was right to him, but the second one,
Yeah.
he made a great play on that.
The ball
He baited
hawk.
him into
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, dude.
He's impressive.
He totally set the quarterback up.
I don't think we're going to have a problem sacking the quarterback. I
and-
just don't think that
yeah.
we were blitzing that much.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think they played as intricately on the defensive line as they will.
There's a reason South
So-
Alabama fans were pissed off when he left because
Yeah.
they were becoming a respectable
Yeah.
telling you.
program.
Hey, another thing that I've been thinking about since Saturday is what about all the batted balls that could have
Dude,
been
yep.
possible catches? I mean, but were knocked down the line.
Well,
Yeah.
Womack was calling out the defense, saying that they need to be better about making plays and
Yeah.
getting turnovers.
Yeah, he thought there weren't enough turnovers.
I agree.
Well, Wild Bill, as we close out this segment, I just want to know your thoughts about the heavy rotation that started in the first quarter of the second, the third, and what seemed to be the fourth string on the depth chart. Coach DeBoer getting guys in the game, getting like real-time action against the ones. What do you think about that?
I loved it. We're going to need it.
For sure.
Absolutely.
We
Definitely.
Because when we get to playing Georgia, Tennessee, LSU, Auburn, Oklahoma, we got to have some depth.
Hey, 20,
a lot of those,
20 true freshmen played.
Yeah, a lot of those guys were freshmen, so he's getting
And,
them all early action, you know?
Russo is from him and his teammate from Carver. They came from Carver and Montgomery. They were the last two in the recruiting class, which would have been Coach Saban's last year. It was between Alabama and Auburn, and they came as a tandem to
So he's a
Alabama.
sophomore.
redshirt freshman, probably.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Can
that
one of
is-
y'all check that? Because I don't think he played.
Looking forward to that for the next 3
Okay,
years.
my daughter's pointing my time's up, so I'm doing.
Yeah,
All right.
You didn't end up giving Josh any time.
Okay, well, let's
wasn't
wrap
me.
this segment up. Once again,
Can you hear me?
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? The first quarter brought to you by Don'tTreadOnMeat.us. And guys, go grab a shirt and go out there and rock the brand that believes in freedom.
Yeah.
Freedom of beef. Make everybody excited around you by going
Vegan
to
suck.
Don'tTreadOnMeat.us. Hey, all right.
You still don't
Now
have my
let's,
shirt. You still don't have my merch ready.
I don't have your merch ready, but there is a surprise for you, young Joshua Moran. Tonight's second quarter brought to you by Josh Moran and the website IamJoshMoran.com. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. IamJoshMoran.com. You can go there today. And you can see Josh Moran wherever you like. Let's go ahead and share that screen. Look at that. I am Josh Moran. Look at that. Men's clothing, 1980, USA made.
High quality.
question.
What?
With the here you go. Why are you here? You want to email? Ask Josh right here. It'll get an email straight to him. And with the disclaimer, there are no dweebs allowed. I do what I want. If you don't like it, cluck like a duck and be a hockey defenseman and get the puck out of here. That's right. Stop now for that brand.
No.
Then we got just a little bit of a taste of Billie Jean and Truck and Fly and anybody else you might want to know. And then finally, right here, America can win again. Ask me how. Josh Moran. Go there to IamJoshMoran.com for all the things that you might need. It is Josh Moran.
So what does the
.com.
website sell?
Well, right now it
That's
goes
the
straight to
thing.
the BS podcast and other things, but we will get you there. Anyway, today. All right, Josh.
That's a
It
trip.
is all about you. That's right. Josh Moran.
Thanks.
I am joshmoran.com.
My birthday was in July though, so I need everybody up. Where's everybody going?
Well, we're going to give you the screen, bro.
We were going to give you the screen, man.
I don't need the screen. I got to have everybody because this is an interactive experience.
Okay.
And somebody's face still has my emblem up there. Oh, there it is. Cool.
There we go.
All right.
Your emblem.
For this
Your
second
emblem's
quarter,
up there.
everybody, shut up. No, whenever you swapped them to the side, the circle was in front.
Sorry, that was me. That wasn't him. I was trying to get your face bigger, but it wouldn't let me.
It's already bigger. I'm trying to shrink it by losing weight.
Okay, it's starting. The timer's starting.
Timer start. We need an intro thing with like a timer. All right, so I got a question for each one of you, and then maybe one bonus, and then we might get some follow-ups from other people. So I'm going to ask you a question. Think about it and give me your best response. All right?
Scared.
I'm going to start with Uncle Bill. Don't be scared. These aren't going to be. I mean, I'm not going to ask you what.
I don't ever know what you're
what
going to
kind
say,
of porno
Josh.
do you watch?
I'm just saying we don't ever know what you're going to say. So
Don't answer that, Quincy. Don't answer it. I don't want to know.
Okay, fine.
All right. So, how hot, Uncle Bill? This is for you. I don't know if you watched any of the Florida game the other day, but they look like a hot steaming pile of garbage. So,
Look like Florida.
if you had to guess, how hot is Billy Napier's hot seat, and how long before he's fired, and why did it take so long?
It's smoking. It's smoking hot. I told Cindy today he'll be gone before the year's out.
You think he'll make it all the way to the end of the year?
Nope. Because they've got the hardest schedule in the country. And they get blown out 2 more games like they did Saturday. I say he'll be gone.
Wasn't that a true home game
Yes.
in the swamp?
Couldn't
In
get
the
any more hotter than the swamp.
So, all right. So Uncle Bill says he's sitting on a stack of lava and his ass is melting to his pants, basically.
In reality, I mean, if you heard Coach Saban said a coach needs at least 3 years. This is his 3rd year. But I
think Saban's just being nice to his old coach.
Well, he said any new coach coming in needs 3 years to be able to get what he wants established into the program.
Not DeBoer. He did it at Washington in 1 year.
But I don't think the Florida money guys will give him 3 years. I think he'll be done halfway through the season.
Interesting. I was going to say probably 5 or 6 games, and they got a $26 million buyout though from the sports show I listen to. Get ready. He's going to be the next Les Miles. Or is it Les Miles? Or who was it? Who was it that's getting paid a lot of money that got paid to retire?
Les Miles definitely got paid to retire.
No, Jimbo Fisher. I'm thinking about him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, Les Miles got it too, didn't he?
Orgeron.
Orgeron.
Les Miles got quite a bit when he got fired at Auburn.
Now he's at Central Florida. Turkey. All right, number 2. You ready? Amber, this one's for you.
Uh-oh.
Focus.
Oh, no. I'm
With
scared.
Halloween and with us getting to the holiday season, there's been a lot of chatter back and forth between men, women, everybody. When do you think is an appropriate time to set out Halloween decorations, Christmas decorations, et cetera, and explain your stance?
First off, this has nothing to do with football.
So?
Second, so we don't decorate for Halloween. We decorate for Harry Potter season.
Oh, wow.
So I start usually September 1st decorating the camper in Harry Potter.
Technically Halloween. Gotcha.
Yeah. And then usually I decorate for Christmas starting on Halloween.
Oh my God! You don't even wait until Thanksgiving's over?
Yeah, tell me
Well,
about it. Tell me about it.
Because so I've always been obsessed with Christmas, and I think as early as you want to decorate is fine as long as it's a burr month. I know people that started decorating their houses last year in August, and I think that's mad. That is insanity.
She skips Thanksgiving, and it's very stressful.
The reason I started doing that is because Austin's always on the road, and I usually have to do all the decor. Now, this was before we lived in the camper and I could put up a Christmas tree. I would have to start decorating by myself, and I would always stay up late on Halloween, especially when we lived in the apartment complex we did, just in case like somebody came trick-or-treating for candy. So I'd stay up starting decorating. Now it's because we're always gone. So we technically spend a week at Thanksgiving in West Virginia, and then we usually spend a week at Christmas at my parents' house. So there's 2 full weeks out that I don't get to enjoy my little Christmas, whatever I have. So we don't decorate like we used to, though, in the camper. But I think decorating on Halloween is perfectly normal. If you want to start putting Christmas trees up in October, that is totally fine. I am all about some ho, 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 Merry Christmas. So,
all right, so I got a response to that. One nut kick for Austin for not helping with the decorations. To start,
he can't help me if he's not here. That's part of his job is being gone.
He deserves it anyways for saying he can run a 4.7. All right. So aside from that, we are totally in agreement on Halloween. My wife already decorated for Halloween before September 1st, but for Christmas, we wait until the Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, and then we do it. Quincy, you look like you had an opinion.
Yeah, I really do. I think the only day to decorate for Halloween is October 32nd. And then once that day is come and gone, you get rid of it because Halloween is a stupid holiday. And I hate it.
I don't care about Halloween, but
no, come on. Scary movies.
I love Harry Potter.
Candy,
so that's my time. That's
diabetes.
My time. And my dad is so disappointed in me right now for loving Harry Potter. I can just tell y'all right now. He's so disappointed in me.
That stuff's of the devil.
I would love to know.
Demonic.
I would love to know if Halloween attributes much to diabetes.
No, America. Hey, America doesn't wait on Halloween. We are running the first place spot in Olympics to get more and more diabetes every day. So
yeah, we are. All right, so that's an interesting one. Number 3. This is for you, Austin. We're gonna go back to a little sports, and then we got another question that's not sports for Quincy. Don't feel left out, Amber.
Okay, thank you.
It's not because you're a girl. I just thought you'd have a good take on it because you're a girl.
I can talk about Christmas decorating all day. It's my favorite.
Josh is like, what's your thoughts on Rachel Ray, Amber?
Hey, how do you clean a toilet? What's your routine there?
What temperature should I cook a pizza on?
Yeah. All right. So the third question is for you, Austin. I know we all watched the LSU USC game, so we had some interesting things in the chat. I would like you to give your thoughts on both teams and how you think they're going to do for the rest of the year.
I didn't watch a lot of it. I kept.
You had a lot to say in the chat, like you did, boy.
You know what though? Yeah. Well, I felt like Quincy was going a little
all right
aggressive, saying it was the best game of the weekend.
It was a very good game.
Yeah, it was probably the best game of the weekend. Notre Dame, Texas A&M was pretty good too.
What the hell are you doing, Quincy?
I just had to smack Austin with a Josh Moran because I can't believe he had so much to say and didn't watch the freaking game.
That's the whole reason I asked you the question, Austin.
Yeah, I watched bits and pieces of it.
Oh, Jesus.
Listen, USC's going to be overrated, I think, still.
Hey, what's our time? What's our time clock, Amber?
Oh, we are at 6 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay, we got time. All right, because the next one might take a second. All right, so basically, you didn't watch it. You were talking out your ass, and your opinion doesn't matter. So we're gonna go ahead and strike that. I thought both teams looked impressive. Both defenses looked better than last year. Because if that was last year's game, that's a 40-something to 50 score.
Probably more than that.
We can all agree. But now that sissy Caleb Williams left, they can get back to being men, and they have defense again. So, I thought that was interesting. So let's move on to the fourth question, and this one's for you, Quincy.
Bring it on.
I want you to put on your sci-fi hat.
Oh,
Melly
Oh my
was
God.
listening to an Alex Jones podcast the other day
Okay.
where he was interviewing ChatGPT, and it was about AI. So, what are your thoughts on the rise of AI, and what is your prediction of the future?
Well, my thoughts on AI are this. I think it's something that can be used. This is a serious take. Okay, so
That's why I asked you this question.
I think it's something that can be utilized to solve like some of the world's most difficult issues. I mean, I'm talking in the medical field, everything. I've heard some great things about AI. But the problem is that it really depends on who's in control of AI and what they use it for. And I can't speak for anywhere else around the country, but what I can see from big tech is that they use it to, rather than using it for good in an honest and pure way, they typically use it to control a narrative or to feed you things that are unhealthy for you. I heard a guy tell me one time he was on TikTok for so long that the app itself suggested he take a break, and I don't know how long that takes.
I need it to do that to me when I'm up till 2:00 in the morning going down the black hole. I'm like,
Oh
why
my
does it-
goodness. Get a
But the
grip.
problem is, like, I'll have to go and watch or listen to Alex Jones' interview with ChatGPT. The problem is, you go
I'll
back
get
to a
Melly to
book.
forward it to you.
Thank you. You go back to a book or a movie like 1984 and look at
Yes.
how they erase what actually happened in history, and then they kind of repurpose history to fit whatever their narrative is. And that's what I see with ChatGPT and the things that I've heard about it, because much like the wacko leftist that are trying to take over the United States of America, they start to redefine what words mean. And that is extremely dangerous. And so when you combine that intention with the power of AI, you're going to corrupt. It's going to become toxic. You will
Like
undermine.
AI changing Google search stuff on its own type stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happens is now you take something and you add in some kind of toxic, you give it some kind of a toxic intent, and then it starts to control the entire narrative. And before you know it, my concern is that AI starts to learn more and more, and then it starts to control itself. And then you might have a situation like iRobot or something. I don't know how far out that can be.
That's
I think
interesting you say that. I want to give you the whole reason. And then I want to get everybody else's little opinion on it. I'll give mine real quick. But he was interviewing ChatGPT and he asked it,
2.5 minute warning. 2.5 minute warning.
he asked it when it would take over humans. And ChatGPT said 2048 is when AI will be smarter than humans and achieve singularity, which is taking over the human race as the smartest being on the planet. I don't know if it'll be that long, but still, that's only 24 years away. So that's kind of terrifying.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
yeah.
We could
Yeah.
still be alive for that, y'all.
Could? What do you mean could? I hope okay, y'all talking about the rapture and all that, but I hope we are unless that happens, because we died early if we ain't.
I don't know if I want to be alive
Uncle
for that.
Bill.
That's
You might be really old.
terrifying.
You might be crapping your pants in 28 years, but
it's going to take you that long?
it's messed up.
Hey,
All right, real quick.
Just-
Anybody else got a decision on that, Quincy? I think what I got from what you said is the people in power are going to do what they always do and screw us all over, and they're going to wreck it. We're going to be screwed.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to turn in. It's moving towards Demolition Man, which
Yes.
you've already seen that, and then
100%.
it becomes.
iRobot.
The whole system is contaminated.
No.
Something.
we have a whole movie on why this is a bad idea.
Terminator 2. It could be Terminator.
I just want to throw out there. Quincy mentioned 1984, and it's on my TBR, aka to be
You haven't
read.
seen it yet? Oh,
Well, I was okay. So I've had the book for a really long time and I haven't read it. But Andrew Garfield, shameless plug, I love him. He is one of my favorite British actors.
Hey.
He just did an Audible special edition audiobook of that. So I actually bought that to
nice.
listen
Real
to.
quick. You're gonna be freaked
So,
out, and then watch the movie.
Everybody.
What's my time?
You have 45 seconds. Go.
Real quick. Should Oregon fans be worried?
Yes.
Okay, everybody watch that. Yes.
You're asking me. I would say not yet.
When do you say yet? Because
When they lose to Boise State.
The tough thing as we go along, which Boise State's running back had 6 rushing touchdowns. The tough thing is with college football players is they tend to play down to their competition.
Yeah.
That's why I'm kind of reserving what I said about the weekend. And that's why I think the game yesterday was so great with LSU and USC. They both had to be on point.
Now,
But that's why I wouldn't be worried yet. We'll wait and see what some stiff competition brings.
My worry would be that you threw it almost 50 times and scored 24 points.
yes, and against Idaho, and they gave up 14 in the second half.
50 times.
And they got Boise State, Oregon State, and UCLA coming up next 3. We'll check back with them in a couple weeks.
Josh,
And that's the second quarter. What?
Just to
Second
cap
quarter's
off your second quarter, there's a crazy good Paul Harvey reading like he used to do that talks about if I were the devil.
Oh, everybody's. If anybody's got a brain, they probably heard that.
I think it's apropos to that AI
if I was
question.
the devil, I would do this and that.
Is 1984 a movie too?
That was Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah. No, Charlie Chaplin was a comedian. That was Paul Harvey.
And he has a movie where he does that speech or something.
Okay.
I'm thinking about another speech.
Wasn't Charlie Chaplin a silent movie
actor?
person? Yeah.
He acted after that too, I believe.
Oh, okay.
And he has.
It's time now as we move in to the BS podcast. We are heading in. We are heading in to the third quarter. The third quarter, as you know now, is for the dynamic duo, and I did not get time to make an overlay for that, but I promise you I will. The thing that brings me great joy, you know what, Austin? Yeah, I want you to go visit IamJoshMoran.com and read that third bar down. With that being said, as promised, it's our dynamic duo with the dashes on DeBoer, and fulfilling another promise, we are dropping a brand new shirt tonight for you, the watcher and the listener. If you are listening to the audio version, you must go check this out, or go to quincymoran.com/apparel and check out this 11 and run a 4.7. That is the Austin Dash original, brought to you by the BS Podcast. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You can go today and pick up your version of Sleep Till 11, Run a 4.7, and Run a 4.7, the Austin Dash Saga, which we were supposed to see that at Christmas time, and I'm here to tell you I was present and accounted for, and it did not happen.
Wasn't feeling it.
Very, very bummed out. All right, and today's segment of the Dashes on DeBoer is brought to you by Grit and Grace Goodies. That's right. Go to www.gritandgracegoodies.com. Put in offer code ROLLTIDE20 for 20% off the entire site. Go get you some of that, baby. That's right.
Yeah.
Grit and Grace Goodies. Go get your customized shirts made. There will be some BS podcast shirts coming. Compliments of Grit and Grace. All right. Dashes, take over on your segment. It's time.
All right. Austin, do you want me to start?
Go ahead.
Okay, so we texted a lot over the weekend over if Coach DeBoer would, work today. It's a holiday. And he did. So we have a presser to talk about. I felt like we had plenty to talk about after his presser after the game on Saturday, but he had a lot to say today. So just highlighting some things. He was really pleased with the way that the guys sustained the energy, not just during the game, but all week long leading into the game. He said there was a lot of focus. And of course, as you guys mentioned earlier, a lot of the guys got playing time. And he said that they all were very focused, ready to go. they got to play because they were ready to play. He said, we're never going to have a perfect game, but there are a lot of things that we can work on. He was very happy with, where the team was at the end of the game, how they played. Let's see. A lot of people keep asking what happened with the comm system at the beginning of the game to delay it. And I feel like he's probably extremely annoyed to keep having to talk about that because the man has no idea what happened. They didn't work. He even mentioned it today. And then, he was just talking about the random things that happened, such as the comms, like the second or third play of the game, players were losing their helmets. And so they were having to pull them and they were going back out. But he just praised everybody, how they handled that and worked through that. He was very pleased with the defense, holding to a goose egg, and he wants to see that again, obviously. There was a question a reporter asked about Caden Proctor, and he just said that he had a shoulder situation, but it is something that they're going to be able to manage, so that's a positive. It'll be something that they go through the week and kind of evaluate day to day. That's really all he said. I was really hoping he wouldn't be like Coach Saban with that. And, of course, then he praised, the guy who had to kind of step up and take over for him. He talked about the team, the trust on the team, that the guys really have a really strong bond and really trust each other. And then something that kind of annoyed me, and it annoyed me for him, is people kept asking him about our game against USF last year. And he obviously was not the coach. So it's not like he doesn't know the outcome, what happened, the kind of whole shebang. But like, he wasn't the coach. So why do we keep asking him?
Yeah.
He, was just saying that he couldn't really compare because we haven't played the game yet. So, he's very talkative. So, something that he changed from Coach Saban is they now have a Sunday practice and they have Mondays off. So somebody asked how the players reacted to the first in-season Sunday practice yesterday. He said this is something that they've known since he came, that is something that they would do. He said he felt like it was a very good switch because they were able to think more clearly on what had happened the night before instead of waiting a couple of days to talk about it and look back at it. So anyway, he said he felt like that went really well. Still just asking a bunch of questions about USF, and he doesn't, know. Then somebody asked about how Alabama uniforms don't ever change and asked what kind of flack he had taken for adding the captain patches. I'm like, well, this doesn't matter. And a dude asked this.
I loved what he said.
He said, well, I haven't taken any flack because they probably didn't know it was happening until the game. So I loved that. But he said that's something that he's always done wherever he's coached. Captains weren't chosen end of season or mid-season. They were chosen to begin with after spring and summer practice. And so, he was just talking about what an honor it is to be a captain, and he wants people to know, hey, this is our team captains. Let's see. He was talking about how explosive the plays were, with us having 3 touchdowns by running. Then, of course, somebody wanted to know if he talked with Coach Saban before the game and his thoughts on this week's field dedication. He said that Coach Saban called him on Thursday and he had a message to pass along to the team. And he said that the guys really, really loved that. And he said you can tell how much he cares about not just the program, but the individuals within the program. And I thought it spoke very highly that he went from game day on Saturday and walked in the stadium to watch the game, in his own little box now, but he, was just talking about how they're not going to be able to be a part really of the ceremony honoring Coach Saban, but how special it is. And, so anyway, then they went on asking questions about Jalen, the long ball. He said that's not really their goal is long ball, but that's what kept coming up and happening. so many stupid questions that didn't need to be asked on a Labor Day. But yeah, he just was very positive. I have spoken multiple times about how I have high hopes for Coach DeBoer. I personally was very pleased with what I saw from our coaches on Saturday. Like he said, it was not a perfect game. He doesn't expect perfection, which I really loved hearing, because I think that really helps players kind of be better, do better. I didn't want to hear from my dance instructors that I needed to be perfect. It made me feel worse about myself. So maybe that's some changes in the coaching that are helping the players to be, whatever. But I was very pleased with Coach DeBoer. I'm still on Coach DeBoer, like, rah-rah team. And I thought his post-game interview went well. And then today could only go as well as it could be expected because people were asking stupid questions on Labor Day. So, Austin Dash, take it away.
Yeah, well, a couple things that I'll just throw out there is one thing I really loved is when he was asked about USF. He said, what we teach is respect all and fear none.
Yeah.
So I think that mindset now may have some to do with, the last couple of years, Alabama has played down to bad competition. Yes, I'm talking about you, Western Kentucky and TJ Finley.
Hate that guy. That guy.
The last couple of years, I mean, they've really played down, and I feel like that may have had that mindset may have shifted that a little bit. Is we're going to respect all, but his final message before the Western Kentucky game, and I love this. He said, when they walk off the field, we want them to know that they never want to face us again. So, that's just a couple of things that caught my attention, and his demeanor is very interesting on the sideline. I noticed that a lot. He's pretty level-headed as far as doesn't matter if it's an 85-yard touchdown, which he celebrated a little bit, but it's pretty much
something that got on my nerves is people were online complaining about his lack of enthusiasm on the sideline. And it's probably the same internet Karens that were complaining that Coach Saban was like running up and down the field, cussing, acting crazy. And I'm like, how is that fair? Like, I appreciate his demeanor, but dude, he got feisty when he needed to. When all that calm stuff was going on, he was in those refs' faces like, I don't know what you're talking about. Get it fixed.
Yeah, so, it's pretty interesting to see somebody level-headed on the Alabama sideline.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
It was, we did get to see him get a little feisty. What is you guys' thoughts on Kalen DeBoer's first Saturday in Tuscaloosa?
Well, it was Western Kentucky, so.
Who's first?
Let's hear from you, Josh.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts, man?
I was thoroughly impressed. I think that we saw it all offseason, how that the coaching staff came in and they look like they're ahead of the game with the NIL. They got a general manager. They didn't come in here scared. They came in here ready to do the task. They're putting the brand out there, whether it be Womack out there in sweatshirts or our wide receiver coach Shepard. If you haven't heard him,
oh my gosh, he's amazing.
That dude is amazing, and he makes me want to run through a brick wall, and I know it would break every bone in my body. So,
could you run a 4.740, Josh?
No, I could probably run a 12.740. So, I don't know. I just looked at the product on the field, and you got to think they changed all the coaching. Like, we have coaches left, but come on, we got to do everything basically.
I was so impressed. And this was a conversation we had in the chat, and Quincy had told us to have some video ready. So Austin, I mean, if y'all want to talk about this now, we can, or we can talk about it at the end. But I was very impressed with the coaching staff and what they had done with Jalen. Jalen did make some very Jalen plays, but he did not make as many Jalen plays.
But thankfully, he also made some really Jalen plays.
Yes, exactly.
I would like to interject and say I just got cut the hell off while I was speaking.
Oh, I thought you were done. I'm sorry.
Yes.
When words are flowing, that means
I thought you were done. I'm sorry.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all
No,
hear me?
it's all good. But no, I was going to say, like, both sides of the ball, we gave up 140 yards on defense. We had a couple of picks. I think the defense tackles great. They look like they pursue. And they're flying around. It definitely doesn't look like it did with Saban, but it's just different. And I like it. I think it's exciting. You couldn't ask for a better scenario. Like the GOAT comes to your school, and then, you know, our freaking awesome AD goes out there and studies the coaches over the last few years and just gets a diamond out of the rough. That dude's got big balls. He's got the big balls, but he doesn't talk like the big game. You know, he's more reserved. And I'm cool with that. The offense looked great. I think that I think we could open it up more if we have to. There was not a need, and we were still getting like explosive plays. I mean, like they were short drives, most of them, and they were explosive plays. I know we're playing Western Kentucky, but they scored 0 points. So
the thing I loved most is the stat line looks like a preseason game. Is Jalen threw the ball 9 times. He had 7 completions, 3 of them were touchdowns for 200 yards. I mean, that's when 50% of the passes you completed were touchdowns.
Yeah, looking back at it, I feel like we were overreacting a little bit about Jalen doing Jalen things.
He only threw it 9 times.
You were the one overreacting about Jalen doing Jalen things.
And
okay, I think I did overreact. Yeah, we'll just say that.
I was so proud of what I saw from him. But then y'all know I'm all about my guy Ty Simpson, and he came out and showed, and then we ended up with the 3rd string in. It was just a great night.
Go ahead, Austin. My bad.
And then Justice Haynes 4 carries for 102 yards and a touchdown. 4 carries.
That's
85 yards came on 1 play, but you know, I mean, he carried it 5. He averaged 5 yards.
We're
a carry
at the 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning on this quarter.
That in itself was another point of contention between Josh and I as the game played out, because, you know, he's a big time Jam Miller guy, which I am too. Yeah. But I'm also a Justice Haynes guy. And
you got the 5th string running back running touchdowns.
I saw the 4th carry, I changed my tune.
you know, the thing is, though, Austin, I think you and Amber just bring up some great points. And here's the thing that we talked about before, that we've talked about in the chat. We talked about the lack of last year, to me, is the player development. And what I did see from Jalen is that he makes better decisions more quickly, and there's more situational awareness with him, which is one of the things that I believe helps his brand and helps him grow as a quarterback. I don't know why Ty Simpson just looks more comfortable back there in the backfield. I don't even know what set of offensive linemen. I don't know the details of that, but he just looks much more comfortable. But that first touchdown that Jalen ran, it looked like a design run. But, man, you cannot catch that guy when he starts to stride. So kudos to him.
And
I was so proud. I was screaming, "Go, Jalen!"
Can we talk about the blocking on some of these, like these long runs? They're all, you know, pulling a guard and a tackle on that play, and then Justice Haynes run both.
Hey, what's the update on Caden Proctor? Because did he have to sit out a game because he transferred 14 times before the season started?
I saw some people that were wondering if that was it, and they were just trying to save face for him. But
I don't think the board's that guy.
I doubt it.
No, but I've tried to figure out
injured.
I've tried to figure out what injury it would be that happens in pregame and sets you out for the game.
Yeah,
Josh and I talked about that a little bit. It really depends on the program and how they like what their warm up and their exercises are. Yeah. But what I think is it was a lingering injury, and then it just I think it just got aggravated, and it better than anything they had to
what
sit
you're
down,
saying is they stretch just as good as Austin would when he runs the 4.7 and he got injured.
Hey, you know what though? The difference between me and Caden Proctor is I think I could almost make it through warm-ups.
Yeah, I think you don't understand what getting older is like. Like, you're still young though, huh? What are you?
That's
20,
true. That's true.
What are you, 23?
28. No, me and Amber have been. It'll be 8 years in January. So
I know. I'm just kidding.
If I'm only 23, then you're going to jail.
then I'm definitely going to jail.
Austin was 11 when he married Amber, and it worked out well.
As long as it's a dude, it's justified. Just
she used to pick me up from school.
I have one comment on Coach.
Go ahead, Wild Bill.
my county high boy got in the game.
Yeah, man.
Kevin Riley, running back,
Touchdown.
scored a touchdown.
He looked good too.
Coach,
He's got some wheels, man.
he's quick. Coach
He's
DeBoer
got some
patted him
wheels.
on the helmet when he come on. He said, "Good game."
All
Yeah,
right.
Where's he from?
He played at Tuscaloosa
Tuscaloosa County.
Okay,
He's a true freshman.
Yep.
nice.
And I thought that was Coach DeBoer patted several of the backups on the helmet and all when they came on, congratulating them.
Yeah.
I thought
I
that
love-
was a class move.
I love Coach Saban, but his coaching style is just so different. And I think in the generation of football players that are out there right now, what Coach DeBoer does is more of what they respond to. than
DeBoer's
what
gonna be a goat when it's all over.
Yeah, I
Well-
think so. I think he's fantastic. So
I think the brand of young man that's coming into college football right now and moving into the league, which Coach Saban has talked about, is just a different brand of young man because
Yeah.
of the way that they're being raised in this particular generation. And, with the addition of NIL, the transfer portal, the immediate gratification, and the lack of accountability that like you can use as a coach to say, okay, you're not going to play, then you're going to sit the bench. And they don't have that lever to pull like they did once before. And so, I think, time will tell. It's one game. I'm trying to reserve, my excitement. I want to see the good things happen. But the fact is that we're supposed to go out there and we're supposed to beat the ever-loving life out of Western Kentucky. And we did that. So how much can you really celebrate doing what you're supposed to do?
Yeah.
I think you celebrate the wins, but understand that, Coach DeBoer, and as far as his demeanor goes, I love it. And then Josh told me, which I did not know, Josh told me he didn't even cuss, which to me is epic.
Yeah.
I also just want to throw out there
Hey,
that
how
this
far
brand.
are we past the time?
We're only like 5 minutes past. Our clock is not on.
Oh, just
On.
5 minutes past.
It's a little
the quarter
early.
in- the third
Yeah,
quarter in,
yeah.
like,
It's a little long. It's a little further along than when we started the timers because of intro. So
Yeah.
just checking.
I just
So
want to
my-
throw out there really quick.
My quarter
the
got
brand
cut
of-
the hell off.
No, it did. No, it did
You
not.
X'd me.
I turned the timer off. It didn't even keep rolling because y'all just kept
Did
talking.
somebody hear the wind blowing?
I just want to throw out there that the brand of man, quote unquote, that's playing football is like TJ Finley and running around playing at 4 schools in 4 seasons. That's all I got to say.
There is some of that brand out there.
Not all of them, because you just saw
But then
two
there-
quarterbacks last night that sat behind their guys for 3 years.
Well, then there's
Well,
also
yeah.
the brand of Jalen Milroe too that led the way and
Yeah.
said, "I'm at Bama. I'm staying at Bama." And
Yeah.
I think he had a positive
Those are
impact.
just
But
rare.
And then
I
you
feel
got
like
the brand,
because of NIL, I feel like the guys like Jalen are just rare now.
then you got the brand like Caden Proctor that are called flip floppers, and you don't know where they're going to be at.
But then you got the brand of them that's been in college as long as they was in elementary, middle, and high school to get to college. They've been in college the same amount of time they've been in all the others.
It's
'Cause
basically,
Y'all.
it's basically a job.
That
Listen,
guy at Miami is almost
yeah.
as old as Austin.
It
All
cracked
right.
me up. Hey, I've got a chance. I'm going to play next year.
there's a chance.
Yeah, my favorite thing about that Cade McCormick from Miami, they said he started college during the Obama administration.
Hey, real quick, Austin. I don't want to burst your bubble, but you're gonna die with your 4 years of eligibility still intact.
All right, let's move this along to the fourth quarter. Ladies and gentlemen,
So am I. So-
just one more look at the shirt that dropped tonight, and that is Sleep Till 11 and Run a
why
4-7.
don't you give
might
them a little backstory of that?
you might ask yourself, where can you go to get that particular shirt? You can go to quincymoran.com/apparel. And right there as well, you can get DeBoer Bama 24. Roll Tide, y'all. You can get Rolling with DeBoer in 24. You can also get DeBoer, which is hashtag DeBoer 2024. Go there now. Go to quincymoran.com/apparel and check out all the brands that your heart could ever imagine. And yes, Josh, at
Hey, you
the
can
end,
also
we will
go
get in.
to IamJoshMoran.com to check out your apparel.
Yeah, there you go.
You can do that.
I
You can.
literally just created the website today for everybody.
Legitimately. Yeah, the team put it together. Josh, you did a great job putting that together. Now, I want to tell you that the fourth quarter is sponsored by Man versus Marriage. the podcast.
Yeah.
Yes, very near and dear to my heart. If you want to be a better man, if you want to be a better husband, if you want to be a better lover, go on down to Man versus Marriage, the podcast, or manversusmarriagepodcast.com. And you there will see 307 episodes that are meant to help build you into a better man. So how good do you want to be? How good do you want your marriage to be? How good do you want your life to be? It's up to you to get intentional about that. So with that being said,
about that podcast, if you want to, just let all of your deepest, darkest sexual fantasies out, and just write Quincy, because they like to talk about that kind of stuff on the podcast. Just send all that stuff to him.
Oh my God. Did y'all talk about sex when you had my dad on?
no.
Oh my God. Okay. I was about to say, whoa.
Speaking of that, thank you for bringing that up. I'm about to do a series on the danger and the pain of pornography with my cousin Noah. So we're gonna actually run that out there and talk
That's
about.
That's gonna be really good.
Talk about porn addiction.
Syphilis is bad, okay? Syphilis is
Amber,
bad.
have you ever met Noah?
No.
Him
I don't think so.
Him and Josh look alike. That's
Speaking
no
of
lie.
Noahs, have y'all heard of that new football player? His name's Noah Nigga.
Josh.
He's a white guy. He's a white guy. He's a white dude, and his name is Noah Nigga.
Can we get this timer going? What the fuck is going on?
I'm just wondering if you heard about him. He's 6'3", he's a linebacker playing at Western Michigan.
Yeah.
Can we
All
get
right,
this
what is his name again?
Noah
What's his last spell his last name again?
Knigga.
Wow.
Now you might pronounce it Knigga, but I don't know. I've never spoken to him, so I can't confirm or deny.
I don't understand.
I just know when you say
because
knife, you got the KN, and you don't say knife.
Just because I hate the word that Josh is bringing up, I'm going to go ahead and share this and
show that he's a real person, please.
Told you.
Yeah, I'm looking to see
this gentleman. Yeah.
Okay.
There he is.
That's awesome.
So his parents have got a crazy sense of humor. That's all I can say.
Okay.
All right.
It's pronounced. Hold on. It is pronounced. I'm looking at an article that breaks down how you pronounce it.
That's
it is
lie.
pronounced.
That article's fake news.
It's on Fox. It's pronounced. Hold on. Where did it go? Oh,
yeah. Where did it go? I guess it's on Fox. That means it's real news.
It's pronounced. It says K. You are supposed to say the K before it.
Well, I that's fine. I didn't know it, but it's already out there now, so you can't really.
Oh my God!
We're already canceled. It's okay.
Yeah, we just got canceled.
Maybe it's potentially Josh's.
Just a very sincere mistake that I have made here. You know,
it is, and
sorry,
and it could be pronounced kind of gay, which would be your last name, Josh. Kind of gay.
But all right, go ahead.
With that, we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about predictions here in this fourth quarter, and we want to hear. We are going to have a championship this year for predictions. We're starting from week 1 with the scores, and we have a set of guidelines that we're going to go by. And then at the end of the season, we are going to have a championship belt, and it is going to be unveiled to the winner. So with that being said, it's time now for the predictions from last week. Those predictions are brought to you by, you got it, don'ttreadonmeat.us.
That brought to you by me, because I'm the one that wrote them down.
Yeah, don't get
brought to you by Great and Grace.
Don't tread on me. It's don't tread on meat.
Meat.
Oh, yeah. There's the graphic. Don't tread on meat.us. It's sort of a parody, but at the same time, it's actually something that I'm a carnivore going on 6 years, and I learned about American ranches and what our government is doing and how thousands of them are going out of business, and that's family legacy because the rules are not equal. So, number 1, it's about going and eating American beef. Number 2, it's about parody. We got some great shirts over there. Beef Me Up Scotty is a pretty hilarious one.
Hey, I gotta tell you though, now every hooker in the red light district backs you up on that too. Don't tread on meat. That's how we make our living.
Well, I guess I got some customers over there.
Do
I'll have to,
do you
I'll
want me
have-
to
next
start
time
the
you visit-
timer?
That's the wrong
Yeah.
kind of meat.
Next time you visit, Josh, hand out some shirts.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
Amber, go ahead and start that timer.
Are you ready to talk about predictions? Nobody
Yes,
was
it's time
right.
to talk about predictions. Alabama
What you
63.
mean nobody was right?
I just want to throw out there that I was going to go with a higher number, like Quincy and Josh did. And then
Oh.
everybody made me think for
Coulda,
some
shoulda, woulda.
reason that
Coulda,
we
shoulda, woulda.
couldn't do it. And I could have been right.
Well, that's why you got to
I
think
could have
for
been
yourself,
right.
Amber.
Mm.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like Uncle Rico to me. I could have won steak.
You know the problem? I'm pretty sure Josh won.
That it. I'm certain that he did. It was great because I was just hoping, I don't want our defense to be scored on. I just figured that we would have been. And there was a situation where Josh and I could have tied, but Alabama 63, Western Kentucky a big fat 0. So Amber, talk to us about predictions, and then we'll go into what we predict for next week.
Okay. Well, Bill was the farthest away, 41-14. And then I was next, 42-14. And then Austin was next, 49-14. And then Q, you were so close, 63-21. But our winner this week is Joshua Moran.
Thank you.
63-10.
Well, there you
That,
go.
Did I
So
say
he
10 or
was-
7?
You said 10.
Shit. I thought I said 7. Did I
Nope.
add 3 on
Wait,
to it?
wait. Does that mean Quincy won?
No.
No,
Quincy was 7
No.
points off.
He said 21.
No.
I said
He was
I was 21 off,
points
and
off.
Josh was
Never
11.
mind, I'm not good
so
at math.
Obviously.
We are seeing that play out, right?
I don't know. That doesn't add up, Austin. That comment doesn't add up. Okay, let's talk about this week. And I just wanted to give you a rundown real quick before you make your predictions. Let's talk about, South Florida played a powerhouse in week 1, a school called Bethune. No idea who that is. Anyway, they won 48-3. What was that, Wild Bill?
Bethune-Cookman, it's a HBCU school.
Got it. So we'll just look at this. 17 first downs for Bethune-Cook and to 20 at South Florida. Third down, it was 3 for 18 as opposed to 8 of 15. Fourth down efficiency, looked like they both had to go for it twice. They split it 50-50. Total yards, 170 yards for Bethune, and then the South Florida Bulls had 403. Passing yards, 122 compared to 172. Here's where the devil is in the details, if you will. 17-33 for 3.7 for Bethune, or Bethune, however you pronounce that. I apologize, guys. 15-23 for 7.5 yards per pass. Get on down here to where the business is, and this is kind of reflective of how Alabama outplayed Western Kentucky. There were 2 interceptions thrown by Bethune, and rushing 48 yards on 41 attempts, where the Bulls had 231 yards on 46 attempts. So they averaged 5 yards a carry.
Yeah.
Penalties, they had 7 penalties for 85 yards. Bethune had 10 for 75. 2 turnovers by Bethune. And then time of possession, it was very, very lopsided. 37 minutes and 40 seconds. As opposed to the Bulls, who had the ball for 22 minutes and 20 seconds. So there are your man versus marriage stats between the Bulls and what mascot is Bethune? I have no idea.
I don't know.
Teach
I'm
me to be
looking it
better. All right. So with that being said, let's get started. Let's get ready to rumble on these predictions, and then we will sign the show off.
Did you say
Amber,
is that Bethune-Cookman?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a Wildcat.
Now, I will say, too, that USF had 5 running backs with over 7 carries and scored 5 rushing touchdowns. So it was all on the ground.
a lot of it on the ground. That's right.
Yeah.
So, and I don't even know what kind of offense they run, which is, again, why I'm not good at this. But it is more of a family discussion instead of a pro-style podcast. So with that, that is the excuse for why I suck. Okay, Amber, ladies first.
You don't suck.
What is
So you guys don't know.
No, we need to go in order of who was farthest. So technically, Bill needs to go first.
Hang on real
All right,
quick for all
WB.
you listeners out there. Yes, Quincy likes to self-deprecate. All right, go ahead.
Yes, he does. It's ridiculous.
What was this past-
You said 41-14.
let's
So,
go with that again.
41-14.
What?
No, 13.
13.
Y'all just tried to lose this year.
Okay. Then I was next. So
Oh,
gonna-
she must want other people to go so she can steal their scores.
I'm gonna go with
It's not rocket
This
science.
isn't,
yes,
this isn't like
yes, it is.
this test is not going to affect your future. Okay?
I'm gonna
You
go
don't hear
with.
me?
I'm gonna go with 53-7. And look, I would much rather this be a shutout because I'm gonna be at this game. So
Look for us in the end zone.
yeah, we'll be in the end zone.
Hopefully we will see there.
Yeah. Hopefully there'll be a reason for the cameras to be pointed there.
If
Okay, Austin,
Austin
you're next.
eats that bacon cheeseburger from Ramajama, he ain't gonna be there.
I'm going to paint my chest.
No, you're
do it,
not.
bro.
You'll be able to
Are
see
you
me.
gonna get the national championship burger?
Yeah. Oh, no. Listen,
'Cause I
if I
think
paint
they
my
will.
chest, I'll have to use a whole gallon.
They put one piece of bacon per national championship on that burger. So
Oh,
they bring
it's
you a
18
bacon.
pieces.
They bring you like a 18
That'll work.
piece.
Yeah.
That'll work.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about,
that
baby.
is right up Quincy's alley right there.
Let's go.
That's what Kenny Fikes got when we went a few years ago.
Okay, Austin, your turn. You were
Is it my turn?
at 49-14 this week. So what's your
Yeah. You know, I'm going to go 52-3.
Hate
You
when you do
just
that.
straight up stole her number pretty much.
Um,
Man, this ain't
This
the
is
price,
Price is Right.
Yeah.
Like, come on, $1.
Somebody does not want to be married much longer. Okay, so next up would be Quincy.
The score that I wrote down long before this segment began was 56-13.
Okay. And Joshua. What you got?
Well, I got to tell you, I want to say this without sounding like one of those dumb Bama fans that go, "Man, we could beat a bad NFL team, man. I know we could. No, we would get our ass slaughtered. Doesn't matter how good our team's been. A bad NFL team would slaughter Bama. But y'all got to remember last year, our team barely won against this team.
Not going to happen.
Doesn't matter.
Last year, they're going to remember that.
Doesn't matter.
Are you going to let me finish, or are you going to go ahead and
Nope.
We have a lot of the core of the leaders are back from that team. They are going to remember that, and they are going to want to stomp a mud hole in this team. And I think it's going to be 66-7.
Are you
No,
choosing USF to beat us at home?
Amber.
No, we're
I
No.
know.
oh my
I'm
gosh.
just being sarcastic with him.
So
Take your
I
sarcastic pills, guys.
want to go with 73, but I'm going to stick with 66.
Okay.
I just think that our guys are, I mean, if they don't remember what happened to them last year and all that, this is literally the game that Jalen got took out. You don't think he's going to want to do something, you know? That's me.
Oh, I think he's gonna. I think he's
Should've
gonna
went
want
higher
to
now.
embarrass him.
And the defense is going to, I don't know. I just feel like
Yeah,
the
they
team's
run
gonna
a
show up.
they run a pro style a lot of I formation offense. So they're going to try to run it, and probably not going to happen.
No.
Hey, real quick before we get off the call, everybody say a prayer for all the Direct TV customers.
What happened?
They can't. They ESPN is no longer on Direct TV right now.
And this is why we have YouTube TV.
This show is sponsored by YouTube TV.
Well, Josh, you can't
Yeah.
watch the Packers and the Eagles Friday night
Why?
because they banned X down in Brazil.
They sure did.
I can watch it. I have the Sunday ticket.
Well,
Oh no, he's saying not to because they banned X because they don't want freedom of speech down there.
I got Jordan Love. I got Josh Jacobs.
Well,
I'm
I
watching
know,
that game.
but I was going to watch it too. But no, if you're going to start going against conservatives down in Brazil, plus
Well, I'm sorry, man. That sucks for
No,
you.
no, you ain't. No, you ain't.
No, I'm sorry for
Y'all hear
you.
me?
I'm sorry for you because you're not going to enjoy your favorite team.
Can y'all hear me?
You shouldn't watch it.
Can y'all hear me?
I have this thing called fantasy football, and that supersedes anything
No,
that arises
no.
in my life.
You're not for America.
Oh my God.
Damn. Hey, do you have an X account? Because I do. You ain't for America. You don't even have an account.
We're headed into overtime, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Josh and Wild Bill are
The
going to battle
problem-
it out.
The
Oh,
problem
hey.
is we still have 4.5 minutes for them to go back and forth.
all
Like,
Oh, no.
All I did was say I was going to watch the Packers game. I'm being attacked.
oh my God.
These
Well, I was too.
these far right lunatics, man. I'm telling you.
Oh my
I
God.
was too. But
Hey, guess what? I'm not watching it because I don't care.
Hey, those Packer players had nothing to do with that.
Let's see. Friday night, what will I be doing?
Out.
Friday night, I'll be reading a book.
That's what Austin's mama, daddy should have did. Just kidding.
Oh.
I tried to do a Quincy and make fun of somebody, right? It didn't work out.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
It's not your strength. Just sitting there with your face is funny enough. So just kind of stick to that.
I think my dad did. I'm just really fast.
That's Amber's problem
I'm an
too.
opportunist.
Well, here's what I have to say about the whole Brazil banning X.
Just want to
Brazil-
throw out there.
The Brazilian government, I don't really know much about it, but when you start banning platforms because you're afraid of what they're going to say, you're stupid.
You mean like they did in
That is
America? except for Elon
The Biden-Harris administration is part of that happening.
Now we just lost our listener.
Yeah, we
That's
did.
okay. That's okay. I
Oh,
mean,
well.
it's very interesting. We'll close the segment out, but when you listen to what RFK said, he talked about
Yeah.
which
Love that
party
guy.
when he began being a Democrat, which party was not for the war machine, which party was not for censorship, which party was for freedom, small government. And there's just been an evolution. There's one thing about politicians. They're all dirtbag liars. And that if they're not, it's the exception. It's not the rule. And a guy that I listen to named Dan Bongino, he has a great saying, don't fall in love with people. Let's look at the outcome. And so
But
no matter
you're
what
literally
color,
in love with Dan Bongino.
he's not a politician.
Still a person.
Jesus.
I love his opinion. I don't know him as a
I'm
person.
I'm just jacking your chain, buddy. That sounded gross.
Another swing
Yeah,
and a miss
don't
for
say
Josh
that.
Moran here on the BS podcast. Anyway, guys, for this to be our first full live show, I think we did great. It's really fun to do this thing live.
Somebody
and,
hit the
I can't-
applause button.
Hey, don't worry. Amber
Yeah.
will bring up Caitlin Clark next week when we don't want her to. So anybody
Hey, I love
wants to hear about
Caitlin
that,
Clark.
it's probably going to freaking
She's
happen.
great.
Love Caitlin Clark. And
Yeah,
you know what?
Problem
One
is
of my-
she's in the WNBA.
One of my least favorite people on the planet also loves Caitlin Clark. The suckfest that is LeBron James.
No. He's just saying that to get clout. He's doing that to ride her wave so he can say he always was for
No,
her. Ain't.
he
He's a
probably
black-
does like
he's a
her.
black supremacist.
Josh is a Leah Thomas fan.
Hey, that chick has big balls, dude. I tell you what, big
Josh.
ones. Like,
Josh, you need to put on a red. You got to put on a red nose because Uncle Bill just clowned. He
Oh, that was amazing.
Can we please make Josh a shirt that says that?
it says what?
It's okay. Yes, we can make a shirt. Let's just firm it up offline. Oh, that didn't work out.
That was a good one, Josh.
Man, that's gonna be a stiff decision. Ooh,
I know, right? That's gonna hang around for a while. With that being said, let's get one more wrap for all of our sponsors tonight. We are looking at an excellent night of the BS podcast, week 1, ladies and gentlemen. Don't tread on meat. Oh, geez, I'm losing.
Quincy, go ahead and tell yourself you suck. I know you want to.
I got
Josh,
you. I
you
got
suck.
you. Oh, shoot. No, I don't.
Yeah, see.
Quincy looks in the mirror and he goes, "You suck, you
Yeah.
suck," and he's like,
There we go.
"Yeah, I
There we
do."
I got it. I got it.
Tonight's show has been sponsored by Don't Tread on Meat.us. That's right. Don't Tread on Meat.us. Go there to get your fun shirts, but also find out how you can support local ranches. I'm going to start gathering local ranches where you are, and you can buy a side of beef and support them and family legacy. Also supported by Josh Moran. Go to IamJoshMoran.com for more on some of the craziest takes you may ever. And you can go there and actually email Josh with your take. Also, looking at Grit and Grace goodies, make sure to go there, gritandgracegoodies.com. Code RollTide20 for 20% off the entire site.
Hey, I just
And
noticed there's a
You
tracker at the bottom.
Yeah, you can email the BS podcast too.
How long has that been
Yeah.
on there?
It's been up there for a few.
It's been going a while.
So
And
we can actually
finally,
run that. We can run that the whole show, and people can type
Yes.
stuff in.
We
Yeah.
can.
yeah,
We're
you
gonna-
can actually
if
go.
I have any ideas, I'm going to text the chat next time.
You can actually go and make comments as well wherever we're streaming the show, and we're going to get it figured out. We'll get it figured out. So yeah, finally the BS
I
podcast
love
tonight,
the
sponsored
ticker,
by
dude.
sponsored by Man versus Marriage, the podcast. Make sure you go and look at it wherever you are. We have a YouTube, we have a podcast, Apple, Spotify, Google, and wherever else you might find
Hey,
your
they also
podcasts.
have an OnlyFans where they do a lot more than just talk about it, but you got to get behind the paywall. Just saying.
Stupid. Dad, what are you doing?
He's losing his mind over there.
Oh man, that's funny. And
If you wanna
finally,
see
we
Quincy's
just
old man balls. Subscribe to his old OnlyFans.
Dad's over here waving his white flag. It's a white light, but it's
That's his face.
special shout out tonight to Wild Bill and his Bama bullet points, letting
needs to be
Josh
a
Brand
shirt,
know that
Can we make that
whatever
a shirt,
Bama bullet,
too?
yes, we can. Whatever bullet points he wants to make, he can make them because he owns
Also,
you.
we
And then
need to
don't
use-
forget about JoshMoran.com. I am JoshMoran.com.
I love that.
Go there. Oh, that one doesn't look so good. Make sure you go to the BS podcast via QuincyMoran.com/apparel. And that is all for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic time. Glad we got to get it in. Week 1, Alabama,
That's what she said.
63, Western Kentucky University, 0.
Wow.
Oh, Tide roll.
Roll Tide.
Roll
That's
Can y'all
right.
hear him?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, for Austin
Hi,
Dash, for Amber Dash, for Josh Moran, for Wild Bill, I am Quincy Moran, and this is the BS Podcast. We will see you next week.